What would you do with Thiago Alcantara? Keep and try and renew his contract, sell on for some sort of price this summer, or let him go on a free at the end of his contract next year? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Yes, today's video is the subject of Thiago Alcantara, the Liverpool and Spanish midfielder, who's been causing quite a bit of debate within the Liverpool fan base as of late in regards to what Liverpool should do with him as he enters the final year of his contract. Now, some of you might be out there thinking, Fletch, didn't you make a video on this a few days ago? And yes, you are 100% right. But this video is slightly different because this video actually has audio. You know, that very important thing that goes into every video or many videos ever made. That was the key part of this kind of video that I was in too much of a rush to actually notice wasn't actually in the friggin' video when I put it out there. So we're re-uploading it. Ignore that. Forget that actually happened. This is the genuine one. This is the proper one. We're going to be talking about Thiago Alcantara, the debate that he's caused in the Liverpool fan base over whether we should keep him, whether we should sell him on, or whether we should keep him until the day that his contract runs down and release him on a free at the end of next season. But before we get into all of that, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things will always incredibly greatly appreciated. And I also encourage you as well to get involved in that comment section as well, because I'm sure you have a lot of interesting thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, that will make for interesting and great reading down below in that comment section. So do get involved down there. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. Let's talk Thiago Alcantara. First and foremost, let me just say, I love Thiago. I absolutely adore Thiago. I adored him when he was at Barcelona. I loved him when he was at Bayern Munich. And I couldn't believe that Liverpool Football Club had signed one of my favourite players from abroad. Obviously in the COVID season of the 2020-2021 season. When obviously he arrived for Liverpool at just £25 million. Obviously a structured deal, which obviously works in Liverpool's favour and was a brilliant move by them to negotiate that price. But at the same time, it hasn't exactly panned out. And it hasn't panned out because his career at Liverpool has been very much stop-start due to the amount of injuries that he's received. Don't get me wrong, when he has been on that pitch and when he has been playing, he's been a joy to watch. He's been exceptional to watch at times. The way that he controls the game, the way that he controls and conducts the midfield, some of his passing, some of his dribbling, some of his technique, it's all on display for all to see. And some of the stuff that we all admired about Thiago down the years has been on display in flashes and glimpses here and there. But the issue has been his fitness. That's been the major issue because his fitness has let him down time and time again. This guy cannot play for longer than 5 to 6 games at a time without picking up some sort of injury that forces him to go away for a while and then come back, play another 5 or 6 games and then disappear again with yet another injury. And it's becoming very, very frustrating. And now Liverpool are seemingly at a crossroads as to what to do with this guy. To give you a bit more context, this guy is 32 years of age. So he is coming towards the end of his career pretty much. He is on I guess some would say maybe the decline a little bit. Maybe not as well sort of as maybe he was back when he was in his prime, of course. So Liverpool are at a crossroads there in terms of what they do with him. Now, obviously, like I say, this guy possesses a lot of brilliant and quality technical ability. A guy who is very creative. His passing and his vision is impeccable. This guy's got great dribbling. This guy can carry the ball forward. He has got a pretty good shot on him. I still remember the goal he scored. I think it was against Porto, in which he showed absolutely exquisite technique. And it was a beautiful, beautiful goal that he scored. Just the way that, obviously, he hit the ball sweetly and he just guided it. It was like power and precision all mixed into one to guide it into the corner. It was a beautiful take. But at the same time, like I say, it's everything that he has and possesses, whether in terms of his quality on the ball, quality off the ball, his leadership has been for all to see at various times throughout his Liverpool career. We just haven't seen it consistently enough because injuries have got in the way. He's now 32 years of age, he's not getting any younger, and Liverpool's midfield is seemingly moving on and transitioning into obviously something a bit more different and trying to evolve into something else, because obviously Liverpool are looking to shift formation. They go from the usual four at the back to obviously moving Trent Alexander-Arnold into midfield and obviously bringing in some fresher faces and some more industrious workers, if that's to be the case. McAllister can be an industrial worker if they get this Kefren Thuram deal over the line as well. He's a monster and a beast in that midfield in terms of how his work rate goes and how hard he works, whether it's in an attacking or a defensive sense. So that's going to be interesting to see if that one does come off. But there could be more that follows. And obviously there's going to be a change in that Liverpool midfield. And you do feel like maybe Thiago over time might just be completely phased out. And then it's a question of what do Liverpool do with him? Now, to me, Thiago is an absolute luxury player. A luxury player in terms of a world-class player when he was bought. Probably the first and only player to be at a world-class top level that Liverpool have bought in my lifetime especially. Like, don't get me wrong, Liverpool have had some fantastic players in the past that they have brought in from other clubs, the likes of Fernando Torres and Luis Suarez, but they weren't world-class when we bought them. We just elevated their level to become better than what they were. Whether they were world-class or not, very much debatable. I think Suarez definitely was, and I think for a time Torres definitely was. But obviously he dropped off towards the end of his Liverpool career. But this was the first guy that Liverpool brought in that was world-class when we got him. In my opinion. Genuine world-class when we got him. Highly sort of raved about a lot by everybody and anybody. And then he went to Liverpool and people sort of did the whole kind of banterous thing of, oh, he's actually not that good. Oh, he's gone to Liverpool. He can't be that great. But he was, and he's a luxury player to have because of how much quality he possesses and the joy you get from watching him on a pitch just make things look so easy and so effortless. But again, he's become more of a luxury player because you don't get to see that more on a consistent basis. You get to see it in small glimpses because of the injuries he's picking up. And now that he's entering, I believe, the final year of his Liverpool contract, where do Liverpool go from here? Where do Liverpool go from here? To give you a bit more context on the whole situation in regards to his injuries, he's played 97 times for Liverpool, he's scored 3 goals and he's assisted 6 times. Those stats right off the bat don't jump out as being amazing. But we didn't really buy him for his assists or his goals. Normally, he is the guy to make the pass before the assist, if you know what I mean. He unlocks a defence with his creativity and his vision that creates space for another guy to receive the ball for them to then set up the eventual goal scorer. We bought him for keeping things ticking over, his control and his leadership in that midfield. Played 97 times across 3 years is meh. He's picked up several injuries and various injuries at that have caused him to miss a total of 66 games across all competitions. That's not good enough. That's almost, what? Just under maybe, I don't even know maths. Like, that's just like, just under 2/3 maybe of the amount of games he's played. I know that obviously there's, if he played 3 more games, then yeah, that would have been 2/3 worth. But at the same time, it's just not good enough that is to be the case. And like I say, now that he's entering the final year of his contract, there's a big question of what do Liverpool do with him? Do they keep him around? Do they try and extend his contract? And with obviously new midfielders coming in, do they see him as more of a luxury player that can maybe drop in and fill a role? His age, to me, doesn't really matter because I think he can adapt his game to still be playing within the next 2 to 3 years or so. Look at Ilkay Gundogan, for example. Like, how incredible he has been for Manchester City. And I think he's, slightly older? Maybe around about the same age as Thiago? Age in that kind of role sometimes doesn't necessarily matter. And I think that Thiago can still do a job. But like I say, if they can manage his game time better, if they can keep him out of that medical room, then he can be a worthwhile asset to this Liverpool squad. Not just in terms of what he can offer on the pitch, but in terms of off the pitch as well. Helping some of these youngsters that are going to come in, that are going to be looking to him for advice, guidance, leadership, everything along those lines that will help them get better in the future. Thiago can provide that. He can provide all of that stuff to help the youngsters out, all of that stuff to help the manager out, be a part-time player in that squad to help balance his game time and help with his injuries, and hopefully it won't be as bad as obviously how it has been for the past few years. On that side of things, I can see why Liverpool would want to re-sign him and want to keep him on, and obviously keep him at least into the final year of his deal. But I can also see why Liverpool want to sell him as well. Again, it could happen this summer. I don't think it will, with obviously losing the likes of Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita and James Milner already in that midfield. I can see why we would keep him, just for a bit more stability and reliability in that midfield area, just as in when he is match fit and ready to go. But at the same time, we've already lost a few midfielders. Do we want to really lose any more? Especially with some new ones coming in that are going to be new to the league, new to the culture, and are a bit more of a gamble, shall we say, in terms of hitting the ground running and doing very, very well to start things off with. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Cashing in on him might not be a bad option to have, and especially with obviously this Saudi Arabia influence, and there have been a few whispers and a few rumours that maybe, just maybe, they could be looking at someone like Thiago as well. So that might be something that may be worth keeping your eye on. Whether that materialises or not remains to be seen, but like I say, it could be a very interesting watch to say the least. And then there's the running down, there's the running down his contract. There's the selling point. It's really very much up in the air for Thiago, and I did a video last week, I think it was, in regards to a Liverpool keep, sell, or loan list of the current squad members, and I said we'd keep him. I think, like I say, I think we keep him because we've already got rid of a few midfielders of their own, but also because of the luxury he provides us, and not only the luxury, but also the leadership on and off the pitch. I say we keep him. I say that Liverpool do go on to keep him, but whether we renew his contract or not remains to be seen. I think this is a big season for Thiago. I think it does depend on if he can stay fit, if he can stay healthy, if we can manage his game time better. And, you know, I wouldn't be completely against maybe keeping him on for a further year after that. I know, like you say, he's getting on a little bit at 32, 33 years of age. But I think he can still do a very good job for us despite that age. But, of course, it's up to Thiago mainly at that point. Does he want to stay on? Does he want to drop down to being a bit more of a squad rotation player? Does he want to take a big move elsewhere for the final stage of his career? Maybe in terms of maybe going back to maybe Barcelona. Maybe he goes back to Bayern Munich. Maybe he just wants to go back to Spain in general. Maybe he wants to take a move to Saudi Arabia. Maybe he wants to go to the MLS or something, like a lot of players used to do back in the day, and some players are starting to obviously go down that route yet again. Sergio Busquets and Lionel Messi instantly spring to mind there, of course. Either way, it'll be very interesting to see what Liverpool do with Thiago Alcantara. Like I say, I personally think we keep him. We're into the final year of his deal, and then from there, it's 50-50. And it will really depend on whether or not he can put his injuries behind him or not going forward. But Liverpool have to help with that as well, as much as he obviously does as well. And I'm very intrigued to know what you guys think and feel on this particular topic. These are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of Thiago Alcantara and a possible move away from Liverpool either this summer or a move away at the end of his contract? Should Liverpool keep him? Should Liverpool re-sign him? Or should Liverpool cash in on him whilst they have the opportunity to do so? I'd love to know your thoughts, your comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, down below in that comment section, because I'm sure it'll make it interesting and exciting reading. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way up. Enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new or want to see more content like this. Both things are always and very greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video. And I will see you speak to you all again soon in another video.